There's a moment I see often in the women I work with. It's not when they burst into tears, and it's not when they talk about trauma. It's when they say very quietly, "Don't think I can do this anymore. Don't think I can keep doing this." And then they look up almost apologetic, like they're afraid that I'll think that they're weak for admitting it. But here's what I know. If you're always the strong one, if you've been the one others depend on, if you keep everything functioning even while you're quietly crumbling, then you're not weak. You're exhausted, and maybe, just maybe, you're ready to be supported for once. There are so many women walking around with smiles on their faces and panic in their chests. They're the organisers, the carers, the peacekeepers, the emotional scaffolding holding everybody else up. They're praised for being resilient, calm under pressure, the rock. But no one asks how they are, or if they ever get to fall apart. And if that's you, I want you to hear this. It makes sense that you're tired. It makes sense that you feel on edge, like something's about to snap. But we can't live in fight or flight forever. When you've been holding it together for years, your nervous system adapts. You might look composed on the outside, but internally your body's on high alert. You flinch at small sounds. You can't settle. You're always planning the next thing, scanning for the next crisis. And at night you're exhausted, but you can't sleep. And that's not because you're doing life wrong. It's because you're human and your body is doing its best to survive. But you weren't meant to survive forever in that mode. You were meant to live. Often the reason that we became the strong one is because we had to. Maybe no one else stepped up. Maybe someone around us was emotionally volatile and we became the calm one. Maybe being helpful or high achieving was the only way that we got love. So we learned, don't be a burden, don't ask for too much, don't fall apart, it's not safe. So we built a self around strength, capability, usefulness. And now, even when the world applauds us for being amazing, there's a small voice inside saying, but who's there for me? Because eventually there's a cost. Maybe your body starts breaking down, chronic tension, migraines, gut issues. Maybe your mind becomes foggy, disconnected. Maybe your emotions start leaking out in ways you can't control. Snapping at loved ones, crying randomly, feeling numb when you wish you could just care. Or maybe you just feel flat, like you're going through the motions but not really living anymore. That's not weakness, that's depletion, and it's not your fault. This is where counselling can become life-changing. Not because you need someone to give you advice or tell you what to do, but because you need somewhere to stop pretending. A space where you don't have to be wise or in control or inspiring, where you can just cry and not apologise, where you can say, I'm angry, I'm tired, I feel lost, and have someone simply hold space for that. And in counselling, you get to unhook from the performance. You get to listen to your body. You get to meet the parts of you you've buried. You get to meet the parts of you that you've buried under competence and responsibility. And slowly, gently, you begin to feel human again. Sometimes in the counselling room, I'll ask a woman to pause, just breathe, and I'll say, what happens when you don't have to be the strong one in here? And the answer is often a flood. Tears, relief, shame, laughter, fear, because it's so rare to have that space. But once you feel it, it's like oxygen. From there, we explore what part of you took on the strength role. What did you need? What did you have to hide? We might work with inner child techniques, gently rebuilding safety inside your system. We might work with nervous system regulation, how to actually feel safe and not just know you should be. And we might explore how to start slowly asking for support outside the therapy room. Bit by bit, reclaiming your rights to have needs. One of the most heartbreaking beliefs I hear from women is, I shouldn't need any help. Other people have it worse. But you know what? This isn't a competition. You don't have to be at breaking point to deserve support. You don't have to collapse to justify resting. What would happen if you didn't wait for a crisis? What if you choose yourself now? If you've been listening and thinking, this is me, I want to say this with as much care as I can. You don't have to do this alone anymore. It's okay if you don't know where to start. And it's okay if you're scared. It's okay if part of you still thinks you should be able to handle it yourself. That part was trying to protect you. But maybe now it's time for something different. Maybe now it's time to receive. If this has spoken to you, I'd love to offer you space to explore it further. I provide counselling for women who've been holding it together for too long, women who are ready to put down the load even for a moment, women who want to reconnect with themselves, not just survive, but heal. You can book a free introductory call through the link below. No obligation, just a space to breathe, and if you're not ready yet, that's okay too. Take this with you. Your worth isn't based on how much you carry. You matter because you exist. Let this be the beginning of your softening. You've been strong for everyone else, and now it's your turn. You don't have to fall apart alone. Let's find a way through together.